Uh, so, I had a request to do a morning video from somebody who's been one of my more dedicated patrons of my time today. It's like somebody who's spent a lot of time with me over recent years. I'm going, okay, you're a very special patron. Here's one freebie. And all right, well, Spirit is with us, and it was a video about control. It's like about control freaks and control needs. And when other men feel the need to control and dominate your soul, why do you let them? Why are you in this a relationship with the other male? Especially, I was thinking about other men who are like a control relationship. Yeah, and I'm going control, control, control. Why do you have this need to control other men? Now, if you ever find a man who's having some kind of neural phenomenon, some kind of cognitive phenomenon, and he announces, I am God, and the man gets up there, and he gets all dramatic, and he says something like, I am God, what you do is I would just let them talk. I would just let them talk if you have a person who announces, I am God in your life. I would just let them talk. I would just let them talk, because some people believe that God does not appear to them necessarily as a man on high at all times. That God can like ride out of his chariot into the sky and plug his soul right into yours. And I kind of want to comb my hair right now, because I know this is, here we go. Here we go with all the details in the morning, and we could just all let it all go. And just let it all go, because it's. And listen, you can just let it all go and listen once you have a man who announces, I am God, because there are these control freaks out there who feel this need to control the human spirit, and what they need to do is not do that. What control freaks want, who need to control the human spirit, is go, why do I have this need to control human spirit? Because human spirit is very powerful. Human spirit has proven that over at least the last 6,000 years on Earth, has it had? I'm trying to remember, what was that great global flood? Was that 4,000 years ago? According to historical text, that was a historical text. There was the Missoula event, and there was the. That's true to mainstream glaciologist, is that there was a global flood, and it happened. I don't want to be completely crazy-eyed in the morning, and when your person who says I am God, who announces that, who says, I am God, does that to you, if they don't appear completely crazy-eyed, you got to check their breathing. I would check their breathing. Now, especially if it's a man. I expect this behavior more with men and women. Is your man breathing? Is your man breathing? Is your man breathing? Because I had a request from the patron to talk about control freak tendencies. And so, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brian Hess. I see myself in the context of an extraterrestrial contactee, and as I would call myself a spirit channeler. I don't think it's all a trick by the aliens. I don't think it's a hoax on all the aliens. So truly, ancient aliens are here with us. Truly, please believe it. Please believe in the ancient astronaut theory. Please believe in the ancient astronaut theory. Please believe that beings came on vehicles out of the sky, who are not human, and who are not necessarily our overlords, because once they understood themselves in the context of an extraterrestrial overlord, what I would tell you is that human spirit can be so powerful, that for so many thousands of years, ancient aliens would learn to let go of the need to control human spirit. They would go, why did I come to Earth with the need to control human spirit? That would be one of the worst possible things I could do on Earth, because then humans are flying up out of every single hidey hole on Earth. Then humans are flying out of every single hole, nook, and cranny on Earth, in every single direction to go, I proved it, and I'm humans. And you can see how we're unturning the nuclear key today. You can see how we're not going to cause anybody who says, I am God, to be too crazy with a nuclear weapon. I just want to say, boy, howdy, for what's going on with Space Cowboys and our next video. So I also understand myself. As I sense an extraterrestrial telepath here with me, observing me, so I just want to check in really briefly with my feelings and my patrons. I almost want to set some of the other patrons aside and go, here you go, here you go. And when you see somebody doing this kind of behavior, when you see somebody going into with the Osiris pose, it's called, and some people, it's like, why? Why do some people honor the spirit of Osiris? Because that's a human spirit, isn't it? That's a human spirit. And so I usually do my videos right here in what feels like my first real apartment. It feels like my first real apartment, I want to say. Ah. All right. All right. Oh, excuse me. All right. All right, just breathing after breakfast. And so, control freak tendencies? Because, I mean, you want to be able to control your own life. And if you don't feel like you're in control of your life, if you feel like somebody else is in control of your own life, why? Why do you feel like somebody else is in control of your own life? So I don't feel like we're all... In a way, I think people might say we're all controlling each other's lives in a way. And once you can control your own life, then you can think about controlling the lives of others, can't you? Because I feel like I can control my own life well enough. Right now. I feel like right now, I'm just checking it verbally, control freak tendencies. And the human spirit is so powerful that it can make you cry. And I admire people who could have like a strong man also cry. Who could have a strong man also cry. I really admire people who could just say, and strong men also cry, perhaps. And so the human spirit is very powerful. I mean, if you find somebody who feels like they're being controlled by forces from outside them, who feels like they don't have control over their own life, you might check, what spirits have you been checking with? Primarily about your spiritual life, because I hope people believe in spirit. I hope people don't believe that it's all just one big hoax by the next ancient alien being perpetrated upon us, because spirit is right here, and spirit is with you. And once you can connect with your own spirit, you can connect with that of others. And so what drives your spirit? What drives yours? Because once we're talking about control freaks and control freak tendencies, why does a control freak in your life not get, why is the control freak in your life, part one? Why is the control freak in your life? Oh, right, because why these strange papers are here on the wall behind me is because somebody had an unfortunate need to try to control me. And somebody had a need to, I felt like somebody else had a need to try to control me. And I'm not going to go into the whole story right now. My name's Brian Hess, and I'm from Portland, Oregon, and my apartment's not perfect. But I'm not perfect. Whew. What was that? What was that there? All right, and crack smokers in the Pentagon want to hear like rah rah rah, war is good for America. Crack smokers in the Pentagon feel that way. I feel like that's what some of the women, very intelligent women in my life, will try to tell you is, Who was it? Was it like the mayor of Toronto? There was like a famous Canadian who was just caught smoking. It was like a famous politician, like a mainstream politician, like a mayor of a big city who was caught just like, I think just like after work going home and like smoking crack, weren't they? And I don't know how it works for people who smoke crack because I've never really been exposed to crack culture. Never really been exposed to crack culture. I knew a crack baby growing up. Somebody whose life was affected by crack cocaine use. And I thought there was I'm sorry I don't have a headline about this like in the descriptions. I thought there was a mayor of a major metropolitan city was just going home and just like casually smoking crack cocaine and why I forgot why they were doing crack cocaine. Well, peaceful contact with extraterrestrials can be had. Peaceful contact with extraterrestrials can be had. And with telepathic extraterrestrials, they don't need to insert some kind of device in your brain like a fancy scientist could to read your thoughts. Because I think on the forefronts of science with whatever replaces Neuralink, there's going to be like a thing that goes in your prefrontal cortex. It's like it's interrupting your neural potentials in your prefrontal cortex. It's like okay, how did your free will just get interrupted by the device in your prefrontal cortex? Like if I don't have free will, how does this thing work? Right? I think something like that's going to replace Neuralink, which is like just a little bit of electrical signal in your prefrontal cortex, sir, and you're immediately restored to factory state, is what scientists want to have. And then whatever spirits were guiding you, we'll guide you. Yeah, the gods are with us. Okay, the gods are with us. And I'm almost thinking, with regards to with regards to control another man, why are we in this situation with the other man where we're controlling each other? Because why are we in this situation with the other man where we're controlling each other? All right, all right. And imperialists in the Pentagon really want to make you excited to go to like launch it like a space elevator and go like doop 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 doop. I'm launching up to the moon. Now, if you told me it was to launch preemptive nuclear strikes against China, I would go. What about just like one neutron bomb on those Setsung buildings, sir? On whatever building motherfuckings there's excuse me, did I say motherfucking shit stain in the video? Oh well. Maybe I get infuriated when I hear that word Zersetzung. When I hear Zersetzung, I feel like blow your shitty fucking communist brains out, you scum fucking shitty son of a bitch, communist motherfucking scumsuck. Put it in your mouth, put it up to your throat, and blow your brains out the back, you motherfucking communist shit-stained scum. People really feel like that when they hear the words Zersetzung. And when I hear about Americans want to go into space with one nuclear missile to keep it hovering over China, I go, I don't know. Why not like one railgun right to the motherfucking Zersetzung bastard's brain? Why do you want to have imperialism in China? Why do you want to conquer China? Because it's China. What the fucking hell is Zersetzung? Let me tell you, it's something that's not really fun, but it's like, did Zersetzung like spirit? No, I don't think Zersetzung likes spirit very much. Whatever Zersetzung is. Ugh. Well, Is that somebody with too much of a need to control people they don't know or understand? Is that somebody with too much of a need to control? Is their set song? I feel like Magic 8 Ball says yes. I'm sorry I don't have a Magic 8 Ball here, and I could just flash the word yes on it with my Magic 8 Ball, where I go, sorry about my props. It's really where I'm guaranteeing you. Guaranteeing you. There's a scientist somewhere who's going to learn to go, whoa! Yeah. I learned to let go of my need to control the West so much. I don't want to sound like an imperialist, but I might just say I'm going to just let go on letting the best of the West be the best, and the worst of the worst being the worst. Ah. All right. And I well well well. And all right. I feel like another telepath here, being a bit of a telepathic influencer does. So any topic you'd hope I expound on, because I could go on about control freaks for at least an hour for you amazing patrons who show up for my entire hour and sit through it with me. I could go on about control freaks and our control needs. I could go on about anything, but that was my prompt, was like control freaks and control. And, I almost want to go back to men who announce, I am God especially, men who announce I am God especially, because if there's a woman in your life who announces I am God, I gotta say, why doesn't she announce, oh, no, never mind. I shouldn't be a judgmental man about this, never mind. She's not saying I am goddess, why not? Whew. And I guarantee you, people who are having cognitive experiences that involve spirit are not pretending in general. I feel like that 4 out of 5 people who understand themselves in the context of a spirit channel are being genuinely. That's just my gut take. Is that 4 out of 5 people out there having a spirit experience, saying I'm a spirit channel or a spiritual person, is generally understands themselves in that context, and they're not confabulating, and they're not pretending. And so here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are, and I'm sorry. I want to say rest in peace, spirits of Japan. I feel like the spirits of Japan aren't also just Lucifer confusing me. I feel like it's more like animism, and did the Theosophists say there's an infinity of Lucifers tucked in the foothills of the next town over, something like that? Maybe that's what the Sophists of the future will say. So Spirit is here with us. Spirit is here with us. And if you're curious about spirit, I don't know if you try meditation exercises. Some people have spiritual awakening experience. Would they try? Am I allowed to say that? When I say that, or I gotta go on the other video side. Sorry. Shamanic remedies, shamanic elixirs, shamanic practices work for people like people are like experimenting with plants of the yard. People are what did Terence McKenna say about? It wasn't quite about lawn ornaments and DMT. It was like when what's just moving beyond marijuana and not into hard drugs. What's moving beyond marijuana into I'm looking for Phalaris grass to extract dimethyltryptamine from. This is not an advocation of crime, but some people feel like that's protected First Amendment free speech, don't they? No, no, no. And that's, this spiritual awakening will help you control your own life if you feel like outside forces are controlling you. It will. You'll gain control over your own life. Once you have the spiritual awakening, you go, all right, I connected with the consciousness experience. And did that spirit want to empower me over my own life, though? Some spirits will empower you more over your own life. And so, with the need to control, I must want to turn my thoughts to the moon, where if I feel like my soul is connected to the moon, and that there's a really important egregore that haunts the moon. And that's a really great word to learn for people who are new to English. It's like a group of souls. It's like I don't want to call it a flock of souls, but there's like a really important group of souls that haunts the moon of this planet. Is what I believe. And it's I don't want to go on about myself all day, because with control freaks in your own life, it's like, do you have to have a confrontation with them to get out of the relationship? Because people, a lot of we would know, it's not healthy to be a people pleaser, and at the same time, you don't want to let why are we control freaks controlling each other, right? I don't want to be a control freak, but once when I feel like when I graduated university, I learned to gain the ability to control my own life more. I feel like I have a free will. I don't feel like my free will is an illusion, and I feel like my soul is like perched behind my eyes. And my soul is kind of attached to my brain, and I have this feeling of being perched behind my eyes. Because the eye, that which informs my mind, what we call theory of mind and philosophy, the eye, the self, is not just the neurons in the brain. The eye, the self, is causing neural, you might even say electrical impulses into the brain sometimes. It might look like electrical impulses to scientists right now. Are there photons or electrons happening in there? There's a phenomenon happening in the brain. It's connected to the auditory visual cortex, perhaps. And I'm sure that I have this feeling of being perched behind my eyes, because my soul is right there attached to my brain watching. And whatever souls you allow around your crown chakra, it's called. These are the most important decisions of your life, what souls you allow around your crown chakra. And if outside forces seem to be trying to control your crown chakra, why? So I noticed a while ago, I noticed in the last several weeks, that like a being of pure shadow, I want to call them, was trying to approach my crown chakra again, and with apologies to what's going on with control freaks. I feel I need to control my own life. And humans are most humans, while they can be habituated to exposure to these beings, can if some might say can overcome their fear of these beings. I feel like it's human instinct that people are naturally afraid of beings of shadow, because you can't tell which one is which of the being of pure shadow. With the being of true and pure shadow, you just cannot tell which one is which. Oh. All right. Yeah. Right, so not every earth spirit is telepathic like Ra. I mean, some people call Ra a telepathic being because his presence can be so powerful. And there are other telepathic beings here on Earth where People have like a consciousness experience of a being that knows your thoughts. Yeah, it might not be identifiable as a physical presence. It's like what some call like an astral presence or an astral being, and these experiences are real to people. Whew. So it looks like we're almost to half an hour here, and if there's a control, I don't know. I feel like I was just given the prompt control freaks to just and just go. And when I have this feeling of being perched behind my eyes, I feel like that's valid to go based on experience, and I don't require empirical proof to say I feel like it's my soul. I don't feel like I have to justify all my beliefs in the context of science. I don't feel like I have to take all my beliefs and write them on a little note card and say, Mr. Scientist, can I believe this belief? Because I feel like by now I'm perched behind my eyes, and I feel that my feelings are valid to me. And once I've checked in with my feeling states, then I can see if my thought states seem to correlate with with observed reality. Because I'm going. Would I look at these papers over? Would I look at these papers over yonder? I'm saying there's a long story about a control freak struggle here with these papers. And so let's say I am who I am, and it is what it is. I am who I am, and it is what it is. All right. Well. All right. For those who don't know me, I'm just connecting with my primary spirit guides, and I'm going to see if other telepathic presences in my life want to make me aware of them. I show myself in life at times of an extraterrestrial quantity. I almost want to check with the feelings of the extraterrestrial I feel is observing me right here, where I know you're almost ready for a CE1 on the high neck scale. You could almost do a CE1 experience. And I could have sworn extraterrestrial in my life did a CE1 experience for less than an entire second to prove that they're right there. Once it's like, okay, I believe that you're right there. I believe that you're right there behind your space-time interface. With apologies to people who try not to believe in time travel. And Spirit is here with us. Spirit is here with us to guide us if you want to access Spirit. To guide you instead if you want to access technology, to guide you. So I think this is like this is a fundamental archetypal struggle that's building on our society with will technology guide you completely? Because then technology is going to begin to guide Spirit if you're a spiritual person, isn't it? We're all going to go round and round in the boxes, and they might not say there's proof of free will tomorrow. I don't have the best logical argument about it, but I feel like I'm perched behind my eyes, and I can say, I feel like I'm perched behind my eyes, and I don't need like a logical argument or like a 200-page peer-reviewed paper to prove it. I feel that way. I don't feel like my paper needs to be peer-reviewed right now about that. I feel like I'm perched behind. I feel like the I, the self that makes me that's attached to this body, is perched behind my eyes. And is watching, and they're watching. He is watching with me and my primary spirit guides. And I myself am watching myself on camera. And the I, the self that is me, can't completely surrender my ego because all selves are able to connect in some way, because and I feel like I have any ego at all, which you kind of need to survive control freak encounters with other men, especially. As a male human, I feel like you need some ego to have to be able to control your own life. But when does that make you a megalomaniac over your own life? And basically, if you feel like other men have their ego needs unmet and they feel like it's okay to threaten you with like knives or guns about it, that's not okay. That's not okay. It's okay to do tattletales and nanas on that. It's okay to do tattletales to your nanas on that if you feel like other men are threatening you with knives or guns, or other parties are threatening you with knives or guns or other kinds of weapons. It's okay to tattle and go to Nana about that. Nana or Papa. It's okay to tattle and go to Nana or Papa. And then we can turn to the social power structures in our communities, about the situation and how you got there, and what kind of community you're part or try to be part of. What kind of community you have to be part of, what's affecting all of us here on our whole planet. You know, because if you can't take care of yourself in your environment, you can't possibly, you know, if you, well, once you're having taking care of your own self in your own environment, then you can begin to think about taking care of others' needs. And you can think about, you know, so he said. And with regards to men who say, I am God, let's also try one of the gods. With regards to men who say, I am Ra, and they announce that they are the god Ra, please consider that a telepathic being is possibly channeling through them and guiding them. And Ra might say, you know, I appreciated something about the situation enough to be involved. And, you know, Ra will actually help people empower themselves over their own lives in some situations. Absolutely. That's been my experience of the god Ra. And I feel like I was just connecting with the telepathic guide, a telepathic influencer here, who's trying to help me express myself effectively. And okay, whatever that was, you are relieved of duty, sir. If you need an hour in the bathroom, you are relieved of duty, sir. Thank you, ladies. Okay, thank you, ladies. Just feels like one of the amazing ladies in my life has got to be again. Thank you, amazing ladies. All right. All right. It's so if somebody tells you that they had a cognitive experience of an extraterrestrial, please believe them. You know, please gently inquire if you can. You're like, what was your cognitive experience of the extraterrestrial? What was going on? You know, please believe them. I feel like most experiences are genuine. Where most experiences are genuine. Where it's like, I thought I saw this, and I thought that, you know, what was going on. You know, I feel like most experiences are genuine out there. No, and you know, if other men are trying to be like, it's funny to threaten your testicles with a lockpick. If other men, or you know, if you feel like other men in your life are like, it's funny to threaten your testicles with a lockpick instead of a knife, what you need to do is you need to get out of that office or situation right away if you can. You may go, why am I in this situation or office with a knife? Or that's somebody's sense of humor. Well, it's like, ha ha ha, it's funny and it's your testicles. Let me tell you, this is why the ladies in my life help me say people in the Pentagon are smoking too much crack. Wow. Right? Wow. It's oh, oh, oh. So and and I don't know. Do we call you the imaging anomaly? Do you want to have a CE1 imaging anomaly? Not immediately, I sense. Not immediately does the imaging anomaly want to have a CE1. I'm gonna wrap this up for now. I'm gonna wrap this up for now. And best of luck in general to the people out there in the audience. Best of luck in general, people out there in my audience. And to at least 4 out of 5 of the people out there in humanity. Best of luck to you.